Terry the pass to Brewer. For three, Beasley. That's good. Beasley's got 6.
I tell you what, guys, it's going to be a tough day on this defense if he's got the A game rolling tonight.
And the first time out of the game called for Chicago.
And no doubt last season the Bulls were clearly preparing for the playoffs. They played their rookies but added a lot of playoff seasoned veterans to that roster.
1:09 left to play here in the first. Terry against Brooks. To the left wing. Mirotic dishes to Moore. Another three for Chicago.
Of all the guys you want to leave open out on the perimeter, he is the absolute last guy on the list. Attention to detail. Know your personnel.
Ariza kicks to Brewer. Moore with the steal. And it's blocked. It's Ariza on the wing. Shoots the three. The shot, no good. And Chicago will go the other way with the ball. The shot and game clock separated by 4. They get it back. Mirotic. And he goes strong with the one-handed jam.
And gobbled up that rebound and went straight into attack mode on the putback.
Oof, he is one of the most determined rebounders, Clark, we have got in the NBA.
Yeah, you're calling it right, Kevin. I mean, he gets so many second chance points because of how hard he works to get to the rebound.
The basket's coming early and often. And we welcome you back to more NBA action. Players looking hydrated and plenty of Gatorade to help them get their job done tonight. Looking at what we've seen from the Bulls, what do you guys think?
How good has the ball movement been here? Just absolutely terrific.
Boy, that kind of timely passing, Greg, really fun to watch.
Other teams have done Dunleavy on the perimeter. Gibson is the 4 with Gasol at the 5. And it's Rose in at the 1. That's the 5 out there for the Bulls.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
Count that one. The Bulls' lead has been cut down now to just 6, and the basket from James Harden. Rose gets to Gasol. A great 1-2 punch. Beautiful pass and nasty jam.
And very little fight put up by the defense as he made his way to the bucket for the jam.
They did seem to take the cautious approach, Greg, when it came to defending that one. You're right.
And, guys, it's not the time for caution now. I mean, they've got to be aggressive and take some risk to see if they can cut that lead down.
And play stops as it looks like they call an over the back here.
You know, right call. Gave the officials no choice there. I mean, they've got to make that call over the back.
Yeah, I mean, he went chest first into the man in front of him. My goodness, I'm not an official, and I could have gotten that one right.
Beverly against Rose. But they get it back. Three-pointer, Butler. Ariza with the rebound. Ariza's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Houston gets it back. Harden with it. And Rose picks him up defensively. Another miss by Harden. The Bulls leading by 8. And there's Derrick Rose on the assist by Butler.
And just a step ahead of the D in that possession there, making the pass. Nice assist. You know, he just, like every other coach, can't stand when the defense gives up points on the inside. And, boy, are they struggling in there.
Yeah, well, they're getting pummeled in there. So you've got to figure out a way to make some adjustments to try to change that around. And that's why he needed the timeout.
Portis, he's checked in for Taj Gibson. And a switch here also for Houston. McDaniels checked in for Chicago. They've gone 2 of 5 from the field here in the second quarter, shooting 40%. And the rejection by Harden. And so the ball out of bounds. Howard touched it last. Bulls making a switch here. Holiday's checked in. The Rockets were terrific on the road last season, Clark. Tied for second with the Clippers for the most road wins in the league.
26 and 15, although if you want to get picky about it, they had one of those wins in Mexico City, so maybe 25.5 road wins for them.
Chicago calls timeout.
And I do remember that Mexico City game last year for the Rockets. A huge turnout for them. It felt like they were the crowd favorites. Still, you can't take anything away from their road performances last season.
And the Rockets making a change here. Ariza's checked in. Here's Holiday. 10-point lead. This is their biggest. Out to the wing. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot two.
And, you know, you think about the Rockets, as you mentioned. I mean, one reason they were so good on the road is their offense didn't miss a beat when they left Houston. When you can get to the line as much as they did, you remain consistent on the road.
And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. Here is Harden. He has 6. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time getting the lid off the basket so far.
Another miss by Houston. The Bulls leading by 12. Here's Rose. Yes, and it's Holiday with the assist that time. 6 points for Derrick Rose.
Oof, that is a tough shot.
They double team Howard. Here's Ariza. Another miss by Houston.
It's not winning basketball when you're attempting shots like that.
Yeah, come on now. You got to remember it's a team game. He's got 4 teammates out there with him. I don't think he needs to try to do it all by himself like that.
I love his shot selection today. He set the bar for the rest of the team.
And there's a foul. It goes on Jimmy Butler. That's foul number 2 for him.
That's his second personal.
And that's foul number 2. And maybe you don't sit him at this point, but you really have to be careful to not pick up another beforehand.
Here's what Chicago's going with right now. Joakim Noah, he's checked in for Gasol. Mirotic comes in for Jimmy Butler. And it's Brooks in for Derrick Rose. Bulls making a switch here. McDermott's checked in. 2 on none. No one back to stop this. And it's Howard finishing it off.
Now that's finishing your work right there.
Powerful two-hand jam. You're right.
And I tell you what, if he's got a few more of those in him, this lead will start shrinking even further.
He hit a 3 in the first, but so far has been unable to capitalize here in this quarter.
James Harden.
And injuries once again were a central theme of the Bulls season last year. Losing Rose was one thing, but then having Jimmy Butler lose a lot of time put them in such a tough spot.
From deep, Brooks. And again, no good by Chicago. Rockets trail by 12. The Rockets shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game.
And the season numbers for them at the line thus far are really poor. Something I'm sure they are making a point of emphasis.
Guys, their free throw shooting has slipped a bit since last year, but not really to the point where they should be overly concerned about it.
Ejuan Moore, he's checked in for the Bulls. Houston with a big group substitution here. Capella's checked in. Beasley comes in for Trevor Ariza. Brewer is checked in for James Harden. And it's Terry in for Patrick Beverly. Terry kicks to Capella. Another miss by Houston.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
There's a 4-second difference from the shot clock to the game clock. Back to Brooks. And he banks in the layup. Brooks has got his second bucket of the game to go.
They have repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid dividends.
And with as many points as they've gotten in the paint, you know, they haven't had to do much work on the perimeter.
Boy, I tell you what, guys, he's an extremely strong finisher. I'm surprised he wasn't able to power.
And through one half, it hasn't even been close. Bulls out front as they wrap up the second quarter on a 14-4 run. And we'll see you back here after the break for third quarter basketball. And as we begin the second half, first half wasn't even close, guys, and we'll see if there is a comeback on our hands or more of the same as we get the third quarter started. You gotta like what Derrick Rose has done in this game.
Always been a dynamic scorer, and we saw in that first half the entire repertoire on display.
Yeah, he's a hard man to keep down, and so far they haven't found the answer for him. I don't know if there is an answer for him, quite honestly.
And as we welcome you back, we begin our second half. So far, not a tightly contested game, guys, but, you know, anything can happen. You gotta like what Derrick Rose has done in this game.
You know, we talk so often about making your teammates better, and his ability to see the floor and then make those passes on time in that first half was the key.
Boy, I tell you what, they say he's not a playmaker, but he certainly has fooled me with the way he's performing right now.
So on the floor for Houston, Beverly and Harden, they're the backcourt. Modiunas and Howard, the post pair. And it's Ariza in at the three.
And the Rockets have lost out on some free agent wars the past few years. They have remained competitive, but you wonder what could have been if they landed or kept some of those big names.
The Bulls leading by 18. Dishes to Rose. Dunleavy for three. It's good. This time the assist from Rose. Dunleavy's got 5.
The D just sagged off just enough, and no hesitation on his part.
It's stolen by Ariza. Oh, and a fast break for the Rockets. Here's Howard. Gibson with the steal. In transition, here come the Bulls. Rose against Harden. Rose attacking. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. It's on Modiunas. And with the Rockets, it's no secret that they take a very analytical approach to team building. Greg, you and I have talked about that. And Clark, you know, you wonder if that hurts them in free agency.
Well, you know, when your front office makes no qualms about viewing players as simply just assets, it can be a hard sell to a free agent.
He hits both from the stripe. Timeout call for Rockets.
You know, guys, one of the things that is always going to keep you competitive against the West is a good defense. It's one reason why the Bulls tend to be a tougher matchup for teams from the West, because they do D up.
Bulls had a good year against the West last season. 17 up, 13 down against the Western Conference.
Yeah, and how about playing 500 or better against every division in the Western Conference? So impressive to think they did so well given how many games some of their starting players missed.
The Rockets really having a tough go here. Harden gets to Ariza. Another miss by Houston.
And out of the gates here in this second half, they have not started well. 0 of 3.
Oh, and a fast break for the Rockets. And that one's good. 8 points for James Harden.
Finally, they get one to drop. That's one of their first 4 here in the third.
Chicago calls timeout.
And you know what? I think he thinks he can make a few improvements to how things are going on right now.
Yeah, and you know, coaches always are looking for ways to tweak things and change it up a little bit, no matter what the situation is. That's what coaches do.
Daniels is checked in for Houston. Over a minute and a half into the third quarter of action. And Butler, here we go. And it's sent back by Howard. And K.J. McDaniels gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul.
That's his first personal foul.
Rockets on defense. Blocked again. Here's Harden. And the rebound goes to Pau Gasol.
You know, you'd love to see him pull that off, but instead he goes from highlight reel to the bloopers. How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today, ending with a basket coming off a pretty pass?
Well, when you look at the assist totals, heck, they've been clearly the better team.
Way to attack there and then create the contact.
Really, as close as you can get to an and one right there. He almost had it.
Portis, he's checked in for Taj Gibson. Monty Eunice is checked in for Houston.
Boy, last year the Rockets dealt with a lot of injuries. I mean, the front court and post players were hit the hardest. I think almost every Rocket big would end up missing some time.
The Rockets have gone only 1 of 5 from the field since halftime. A very slow start offensively. Ariza with the bucket.
And hard to pass on that good a look from three-point range, even if you've got a clear path to the basket.
Butler passes to Rose. And the shot is long. Rockets trail by 19. Here's Beverly. The three-pointer off the mark. Well, Chicago's gone 3 of 7 tonight from three-point territory. Inside. Back to Rose. Shoots it up. The shot's good on the assist by Butler. Butler's got 4 assists in the game.
You know, there's no better sign of how efficiently a team is operating than their assist numbers. And theirs are fantastic.
Just beautiful when they play the game like this.
Here's Howard. Rebound by the Bulls.
You rarely see him missing dunks, but the defender was right in his face on that one, and it threw him off just enough.
2 shots.
No, I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
Yeah, if you're going to foul, then make sure that you don't give a chance for the and one.
2 shots.
That free throw good from Butler.
We're still waiting for that first miss from the line this half.
100% since halftime. Come on now. I'm not sure this lead's going away anytime soon with that kind of marksmanship.
Here's what Chicago's going with right now. Joakim Noah, he's checked in for Gasol. Mirotic comes in for Portis. Doug McDermott, he's checked in for Dunleavy. And it's Brookson for Rose. And here's Harden for three. It's rebounded by Noah.
Their game plan needs to change if they're going to get out of this hole because he is just not there offensively. And really, it looks like he may just try to take this thing over on his own and really build that lead up.
Harden gets the bucket.
Man, that's sure got to be a load off his mind after not hitting a single three-pointer in that first half.
Here's McDermott. The shot is off. And it's Houston the other way. There's 57 seconds left in the third quarter of the game.
I like the offensive awareness to exploit that lack of coverage on that play.
Butler from outside. Kept alive. Mirotic. And it's sent back by Howard. Everly with the ball. He's picked up by Brooks. Howard kicks to Ariza. Clock at 6. Motiejunas' shot is good.
A heads-up aggressive play right there. Saw the smaller man on him and took it straight to the basket.
Butler against Harden. Butler goes in. Off on the layup.
You know what? His finishing ability, not really at the level that you would expect from a pro, but he's going to have to start playing with more force.
And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. Bulls lead by 17. And we're coming right back after this break to get the fourth quarter underway. And we're rolling here again with the fourth quarter. Might not come down to the wire, but you never know. All right, now a chance to set the floor courtesy of Gatorade. Fourth quarter action, all fueled up and ready to go. So the Bulls 5 right now. Gibson is the 4 with Gasol at the 5. Then there's Dunleavy. Then it's Rose. And it's Holiday in at the 2 spot. That's good.
These defenders are putting up very little resistance to the three-point shot.
And it's killing them. 4 of the last 5 makes coming from long range.
Rockets trail by 16. Beasley outside. And again, it's the Rockets from deep.
The defense is far too slow to close out on those three-point attempts.
And those triples, they sure do add up quickly, don't they? I mean, they've got to make some kind of adjustment here. Tacks a few more points onto their lead with the tomahawk.
Ah, that's bringing it down hard. Clark
Yes,
bringing it down
sir.
hard,
Yes,
my
sir.
brother.
Yes, sir.
Symbolic there as well of the effort here tonight.
Nothing fancy there. Didn't need it.
Nope, his only concern right now, Clark, is getting the points on the board, and I don't mean style points.
I like the simplicity.
Well, there's also style just with the fact that he's able to have that kind of a finish, though. Still, I like that pretty one-handed flush.
Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
Well, Kevin, I was able to listen in on what the head coach of the Chicago Bulls was going over in his huddle. His advice clear-cut. I want to see you playing to win, not playing not to lose. I don't care what the lead is. We do not back off.
Thanks, Doris. Rockets trail by 13. Harden inside the three-point line. And it comes off the front of the rim.
And you know what? That's one of those heat checks if he's taking shots like that.
Yeah, heat check or not, I don't care how hot he may or may not be. He's not making that one.
And it's Gibson finishing it off.
That's leadership. Really, really valuable to have someone who can just take charge like he has.
Well, there's a certain amount of confidence you have when the ball is in his hands at that end of the floor right now. I mean, he just gives you a sense of calm and confidence because of how good he is.
And what's your take, guys, on the hustle steps for the Bulls?
Their high-energy defensive effort has paid off for them, guys, with more than a few steals over the course of the ballgame.
And the other thing they've done since the beginning of this game is score points off turnovers. and in bunches.
Ejuan Moore, he's checked in for Justin Holiday. Beverly again throws. And it's sent back by Howard. Goes back up. Tries to save it. And the shot no good, a bit short. Rockets trail by 14. The three from Harden. Again, the miss by Harden. The Bulls have gone 4 of 8 in this fourth quarter, shooting at even 50% from the field. Here's Moore. And the Bulls with another miss.
He certainly didn't take advantage of the poor defense, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
I tell you what, I think he'd be happy if he can continue to get looks like that.
The defense better start paying attention and taking care of business because he's been great from the arc this half.
Rose goes in. Yes, indeed, it is good. He's now 8 for 14.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now, Greg, they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
Here's Harden. And that one is stuffed right through.
How about the excitement right now that he's playing the game with? I love it.
He can't back dunk off with some serious hang time on the rim.
I tell you what, he just couldn't contain himself on that one.
And here comes Harden, leading the fast break. And that one's good. Beverly.
They're on track here in the second half after their less than impressive first half. I mean, I think they came out with some tired legs to start, but they've turned it around. They found some energy, and they look a lot more active and engaged.
And that's not the way for a team to get back into a game, giving up open shots like that.
Harden draws the double. Ariza at the elbow. And there's a nice one-handed slam.
Tell you what, he's not an easy guy to stop when he's got his sight on the rim.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher.
Did he just go chop there with that one-hand tomahawk slam?
Howard gets to Moniunas. Houston moving it around. Pass to Ariza. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. Taj Gibson picks one up. So the first one drops, and that brings them within single digits. Butler, he's checked in for Chicago. Michael Beasley, he's checked in for Houston. Now the Bulls with it. Earlier in the game, they held a 25-point lead. Beasley with the steal.
And they definitely have the edge in those fast break points.
Greg, they sure have. I mean, maybe it hasn't helped put them in front, but they're clearly better off playing up-tempo basketball.
And really, I like the fact that even with the big lead, they never coasted.
To me, that's a sign of a really good team, Greg, because you should always be playing against the game and yourself. I know there's an opponent out there, but when you have a lead, it's all about continuing to execute. Do what you do and stay true to that. And I like that aggressiveness and full speed ahead kind of attack that they have.
Ariza outside. His three-pointers off the mark. Here's Dunleavy. And Trevor Ariza is going to pick up a foul here. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Substitution on the court.
And so it's Chicago winning this one. Even early on. In this one, it seemed like they were happy to be playing at home tonight.
Well, you know, it makes a big difference. I mean, you never felt like they had any doubts that they'd come out on top.
And that'll do it, folks. This is Kevin Harlan saying thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.